the four paradoxes. Hi innately whole beings, I'm Viktor Sághy, intuitive coach and heart leader. And today I want to talk about the four paradoxes and the importance of a paradox. Why paradox is always connected to spirituality, to truth, to the spiritual path. So first of all, paradox is always closer to the truth, closer than even the transcendental approach or even the conventional approach, because reality is not black and white, and this is something that the mind cannot grasp. So you see, once you start to see truth through meditation, or you really have a deep epiphany and insight, you will find that the truth is always somewhere in the paradox. What is a paradox? So let's take the first paradox, which is the paradox of time. Does time exist? Yes. If I'm just near to a train station, if I have to catch the train starts at 10:15. I have to arrive to the train before 10:15 because otherwise I'm gonna miss it. So the conventional, the practical part of it is that yes, time exists. Does time exist? Or is it an illusion? Is time an illusion? Yes, time is an illusion, because the only time we have is now. The future is just a concept. The past is not here. It's just a concept as well. So when you want to create something, you can only create it in the present moment, which somehow always created from the future and goes into the past. But the only thing you can ever work with is the present moment. So in terms of that, time is an illusion. You see, both are true. And if you want to figure it out through your mind, through the intellectual understanding, it cannot be done. But when you kind of drop into it, when you let go the need to really understand intellectually, you will see that the truth is in the realm of paradoxes. So the other paradox is the paradox of free will. Do we have a free will? At one side of the coin, we have free will. We have the right to choose whatever we want, to become whoever we want, and to live up to any kind of possibilities. We have the right to choose. If we would say we don't have the right, we would just maybe sit at home and do nothing, and that's it. We would lose motivation. But at the same time, if you think about it, we always have the possibility to act, to be somehow else, or even be someone else, or act like someone else in terms of creating a new reality. So we always have the free will to choose, and even beyond the illusion that we are bounded to certain things, we have the free will to choose. And at the same time, free will doesn't exist. Because if you think about it in a transcendental view, we have given certain genes, we put into a certain environment, we have thoughts coming, which we don't choose. We don't choose which thoughts we're having. We can choose which one we focus on. But again, do we choose which state we are in, how much awareness we have? That's a question. But as you see, we don't choose our thoughts. We don't choose our genes, where we born. Maybe our fate is written. My point of view about fate and free will as well always was like, does it really matter? Because people often use faith as like an excuse to like not taking on things, or just accepting things and do nothing about it, because they say it's written in my fate, I have nothing to do about it. I always thought about this. If it's written in your fate, like imagine like in a big book, that's even written then that you're gonna act despite of the circumstances. If your free will is written in the book of your faith, it means that free will both true and not true. It's a paradox. The next paradox is, are we a separate being, or are we one collective oneness? Are we separate beings? Yes, I have this body, I have to take care. If I got a sickness, you won't get a sickness. If my arm is broken, your arm isn't broken. If what else? So you see, it's like I'm talking with you. So in that kind of conventional way, we are all separate. In a transcendental way, we are all one. There you breathe out, I breathe in. We are born from the same soil, living on the same planet, being part of the same ecosystem, sharing the same brain waves, or like sharing all of this vibration around us. So in another way, we are not separate. But just saying one doesn't hold the totality of the truth. That's why paradox is always closer to the truth than either conceptual or the transcendental view. And the fourth one is the paradox of death. Do we die? Do we die? Yes, we die. If I have a loved one and he or she died, I won't see him or her anymore. She's just gone. And that's just the conceptual truth in it, or the practical truth in it, that she's gone, just gone, not part of my life. We won't have breakfast again, and so on and so on. Maybe in another way, I can still meet her. I can still meet her in my heart, or through my memories. But we cannot deny the truth that something were there and the form is gone. Does death exist? No. Just because we know from physics that matter cannot die, energy cannot die, it can only transform. So how could we die if what we are made of is this energy, matter, which cannot die, just transform? It means that who we are will transform as well. However you want to explain it, reincarnation, or maybe a more materialistic way, I don't really mind. I do believe that some part of our consciousness, I don't think it ever dies. It just changes state, and our body as vibration, a collection of cells and atoms, won't die either. It will just change form. So death in that way doesn't exist. But again, you see, saying just one truth or the other won't make up a whole truth. So paradox is always pointing to the place where the mind cannot go. You can intellectually understand, okay, so A is true and B is true, and I just have to accept it. Fine. And when you do meditation, or when you see the truth, when you have experiential, it's like that's one level. Intellectual understanding is just one level. The next level is when you experience it, experiential understanding. So when you have that, then you will just know. You will just know that, yes, this is, you will feel, you will know that this is the truth, which is a paradox, that these things are true and not true. And it can bring a great tranquility into the existence, because the fight will stop at deciding which one is true, because it will lose its meaning. And the ego, the thinking mind, always wants answers. And the strange thing is that very often the answers lie where there are more questions, where you can allow the questions and fall into that. Can it be that life is much closer to a question than to an answer? Can it be that question is much closer to life than having answers? Can it be that this whole life is a big question? Can it be that this whole life is a big journey? An endless journey? Can it be that this whole life is just going on and on and on? And that kind of enjoyment is what full of living, of excitement, of understanding it. Because there is this concept like the universe is born, we born, so universe can understand itself. So life then, it is a question, it is a paradox. Isn't it that's where you're most alive? That's when you're most excited, feared, and happy and joyful, and all mixture of these. So that's why I'm fascinated about paradoxes, koans, teachings which go beyond the intellectual understanding. Meditation where you can see for yourself experiential things like somehow when you drop all the intellectual stuff, love and peace, which is that kind of fabric which connects everything. And I don't know why, but it's just that. So this is my message for you today. If you like this video, hit the like button below, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe. Connect to the Innately Whole Nation through social media. You can type in #InnatelyWhole and find me and the whole community. And I would like to hear about you. How do you relate to the paradoxes? Is there anything what you specifically found very interesting? So, yeah, I would love to hear from you. And remember, you are innately whole. Have a great day. Bye.